Everyone, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting for the DDA, Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Will you please take the roll?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh,
Item 2 is Pledge of Allegiance.
just went right on by that. Okay, I forgot we're starting with that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Staley,
Here.
Trustee Walker,
Here.
Trustee Walconis,
Here.
Trustee Hyder,
Here.
Trustee Barry,
Here.
Trustee Baydoun,
Here.
Trustee Bazzi,
Here.
Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
All right. All present at the count of 4, we have a quorum.
Okay. And next, I need a motion for approval of the agenda.
With a slight change, I was here that day.
Two items that need some adjustment. On the minutes from July 18th, it does not reflect Dr. Hyder as present under roll call, which he should be. So his name will be added
Okay.
with that approval. And then also under action items, we need to add an action item for the donation to Straight Farmhouse under the last Wiki Squirrel
Okay.
donation.
So we'll add that as item 4 under B. Okay. So do we have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
Seconded by Lori Walconis. Okay. Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. On to presentations. Do we have any presentations?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so none of those. Moving on. Next, we'll move on to community events for the chili cook-off.
Just general information for the general public. October 14th is the 15th annual chili cook-off, and there's been information sent out through various platforms, including social media and direct business mail. So we're looking for participants, we're looking for volunteers, we're looking for sponsors, and we're looking to have a good time. So that event runs from noon to 5 p.m. on October 14th.
Okay. All right. So moving on from that, we will move on to public comments. Anyone in the audience have any comments for items on the agenda?
I am Kim Dold. I just wanted to mention that, to my knowledge, this is not a full DDA board, and you should not be meeting tonight. The Act 51 of 2018 regarding TIFAs and DDAs in particular states that you have to have the CEO of the municipality, which is the mayor, and no less than 8 members, which is a total of 9. So you can look it up. It's right online. This would be an illegal meeting if you move forward and meet.
Okay. Thank you. So
It's one person?
we had a resignation that occurred last month,
Yeah.
and we didn't have a meeting last month. So there was no ability to, appoint someone else or,
Apparently,
Okay.
we haven't had a legal meeting in about 10 years then,
Yeah.
because I don't think we've ever had nine board
We have
members.
a quorum, we have 5 or more.
No, what they're saying, John and Kim are saying is we need 9 board members, otherwise it's not a legal meeting. So I don't ever remember 9. You were on it for 12 years, 10 years. So apparently we've had a lot of illegal meetings for 10 years.
it is in the documentation in the booklet.
I can read it right from the act if you want.
Oh, that's
The
fine.
word is
But we haven't had it in
CEO
10 years, so I guess we'll get a legal opinion.
That wasn't the case ever. We always had enough on the board. We
Oh,
never.
you
went-
never had 9?
Most of the time, we had 11.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
I believe the former mayor can attest to that.
We did, and we took it down. But we still held meetings when, over there, when we didn't have, when we had
I
7,
don't-
8 people.
I don't, right, if we only had 7 or 8, but we had a full board. We just had people missing.
This is a full board now. We went from 11 to what, 9? Yeah,
8.
or 8?
Eight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the act reads that you have to have the mayor, the CEO of the governing body of the municipality, and not less than 8, and not less than 8, or more than 12.
Well, we don't have an attorney here.
But we only have one missing.
Right, we had a resignation last
Right,
month.
right. So how many openings? You have 3 openings or just one?
We have
confused, I'm
one.
counting 8.
Well, the mayor is considered separate from the 8 board members.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
John is not considered a board member.
Okay.
He is the interim director. Yeah. Correct.
And it's not necessary that all 8 have to be here, it's just there has to be at least 8 members. Technically, I'm paid
But not here, yeah.
For the
It's a
board.
quorum, but not 8, as long as we're 8 members. So there's 7.
like 8 registered members, right? That what I'm understanding? Or
8 appointed,
8
appointed.
appointed, not 8 here, 8 appointed.
correct.
We need to recruit someone. So the mayor's not considered a board member, and John is not considered a board member.
Correct. Do we need to get a legal opinion on that?
We could. It's not going to be tonight, though.
Right?
So apparently
So,
when John and Kim thought this up, they didn't bother to point it out earlier.
Excuse me, I didn't think anything up. It was brought to my attention, and I
Okay,
brought it to your attention.
by Kim, and
Say
you just
again?
brought it to me a minute ago, and then she reads the exact
That's
same
right,
thing you
but nobody
showed me.
thought it up. It's not, there's no attempt to try to not have a meeting or anything like that. I would love to have a meeting, be honest with you, because we didn't have one last month. So I don't appreciate those words. It's not thought up. It's Act 57. I didn't know. And she's the former DDA director of 13 years, and she brought it to my attention. That's all I'm doing, bringing it to the board's attention. Up to you what you do with it.
I wasn't sure until just a few minutes ago how many exact members were still on this board. That's when I got here and told John, he's more than welcome.
Okay. Whatever, Kim.
so in that case, should we adjourn this meeting and call for a special after we get either another board member appointed or a legal opinion?
That's up to the board, but then there's a lot of things that were going to come out that include the chili cook-off that the board should have a vote on that is not being put out there. So,
Wow, this is incredible. There's some reason you don't want us to have a meeting. I truly believe that. I truly believe that.
What do
Well-
the other members of the board think for tonight?
we can have a workshop then.
Okay, call it a workshop. Does that mean we shut off the camera and?
No,
Can you hire
Is it
somebody?
formal or
workshops are
Can you
public.
hire somebody
Okay, so it's
immediately
just
or no?
gonna be informal.
Can we appoint, can the
Can
mayor
you appoint somebody right now? I'll bring somebody right now.
Are they manager or business owner?
Yep.
No, we can't because they have to be sworn in.
Sworn in.
Yep.
Approved by
Has to
council.
be
By
approved,
Matthew Miller, right? Yes, that comes from-
yeah.
Because
So what
there's some
do,
things on here that shouldn't be getting paid, along with some other questionable things. So we can discuss it, and then maybe call for a special meeting at a later date
Yeah.
before the cook-off.
When's your next council meeting?
Monday?
Monday.
I try to get somebody on your agenda to appoint, so we have a full board and call for a special meeting next month. Have everybody come back here, let's take care of business. We're going on too much with nothing getting taken care of. Last month, we didn't have a quorum. We only meet once a month. We're not taking care of any DDA business. This board needs to move forward. And if that's what, I would call the attorney tomorrow and find out if,
Do we have a contract with the attorney? I guess first we should probably adjourn the meeting, and then
Okay.
we'll call this workshop. That way we can discuss stuff.
I need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
second,
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll call this meeting adjourned.
So now we'll have a workshop. Do we have a contract with our attorney?
Are you talking the DDA attorney?
Yes.
I can't answer that without doing research.
Okay. Okay, because I know at the next meeting, I would imagine if we do have one, it'll be in writing somewhere with dated, signed by, I'm sure, our previous director, because obviously you don't have it, so I'd like to look into putting out an RFP at a later date for a new DDA attorney. So we can discuss that here at the workshop. I think we've gotten bad advice from them, especially with the $1 million no bid contract that certain people signed. And he said to the board that they probably should approve it just because one person signed it. So I believe that we should be looking for a new attorney. So, open for discussion.
So in a workshop setting, I'm assuming that you can speak to this as any board member?
Yeah.
we can't vote on anything. We can't take any action.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyone else have comments?
I agree. We should get a attorney for the DDA.
Okay. Anyone else have opinions, comments?
I just think we need to, there's something not right in this air that we need to clear up.
Yep.
I mean, we're all adults here, and we're doing professional business. So I just think we need to be on the same page. We are. I mean, it just seems like, I don't know if I'm missing anything, but if there's something that needs to be aired out, air it out, because we're adults to hear it, and we're adults to clear it up. So if there's an issue, let's take care of it, so that we can move as a body, moving forward.
100%.
I don't like this sensitivity that I feel. Council, mayor, DDA, if you can help us with that and share your thoughts, because it seems like. No, we appreciate that, because we don't want this to come back and haunt us, right? We don't want us to make a call and decision and us to haunt us. We weren't aware of this last body that left. But I think quorum doesn't a quorum supersede that? I mean, it doesn't say anything on that.
I don't know,
It doesn't mean-
they're reading, they've got the,
What does the next sentence say after that? Okay, so because it's a short notice of somebody resigning, is there something past that
To remedy that?
we have, time, we need time to figure out who's gonna come in? Does the council meet every month?
twice a month.
Twice a month.
John, Zach from downstairs just said your mic's not on, so they can't hear you.
So do I make sense as far as making the air clearer? Like, we need
Yeah.
to be all, we need
Absolutely.
to all be on.
I'm trying to get the board involved on some of this stuff, a lot of stuff. Since November, the only decision that's been brought before the board was the lighting issue that was signed by a previous chairperson, that the attorney came in and said, you guys should just agree to it, even though it was
You
against
think-
our own bylaws
Think
and
the
rules.
lighting issue would have been at a cheaper rate? Is that what you're thinking?
I believe much cheaper.
Okay.
But he said he would give us the best deal, so our previous chairperson went with it.
So would it be righteous to try to get somebody to do it for less, even though it's done?
It's already done, so it's
Is it
not,
something that they can just bid it?
no.
No, nobody's
Not now,
bid
it's all
anything
done.
that's already
But they
completed.
could have bid it at the time. But they didn't follow their own DDA rules, you know, kind of like this one that we're trying to follow now. They didn't do it last time. There is a policy in place for bids over, or projects over X amount of dollars that has to be put out to bid. They bypassed that because this contractor said, I'll give you the best deal. So the attorney said, well, someone signed it, so it's good.
Thus, the reason the mayor feels we should get a different attorney, right?
That's
That
one
all
of them.
falls in line
Sure.
with that.
Absolutely. When that costs us DDA,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying anything against that.
okay.
I'm giving a reason, right? So, I don't particularly care to have any of this back and forth. I don't want to be viewed as the person that's not doing a good job, or I'm doing it incorrectly. Yeah, we want to follow the rules, because we want to follow all of them. And it's too bad that this just came up, but it is what it is. I want to do what the board has asked me to do in the manner in which they have asked me. So that includes everything. Why shouldn't we look at another attorney if that's what the board feels we should do? Agreed?
That's fine.
I think it's no harm in looking to do the best decision. The lighting project is done, so that project was that project. But if we want to look at different things moving forward, specifically the reason why, you know, I'm employed by you guys to do put off this event, which is the chili cook-off, and then I'm asked to bring all the decisions of the internal events and activities to the board for their approval. Guys, we're running out of time. I got to put off an event in less than a month. So, I think if any of you have somebody that can be appointed to this board, let's talk, get it to the mayor. Let's start there, so we can get a full board. If you know anybody, and not just one person, we can go up to 12 people. Autonomous of his position, the mayor's position, there's 12, him, right? So it's, as I understand it, written by Act 57. So that would be first, and then follow up with a special meeting date so that we can look at this stuff. We didn't have a quorum last month, didn't matter anyway, it probably would have been illegal to host it, and then get these answers done, because I gotta book this stuff, or our event's gonna go to hell.
Dr. Clark, Stephen Clark, he's in the DDA, right next to I think it used to be the flower shop.
I don't, offhand, I don't know. I'd have to, if you shoot me a name, number, whatever, I can follow up on it. But while we're talking about the chili cook-off, since you brought it
Yeah,
up,
Don Clark.
Yeah, what about him?
We can put him on the board.
Him or Gunny or?
John, why doesn't the DDA get the liquor license for the chili cook-off?
Because we don't get the liquor license for the chili cook-off because part of the deal, or the whole onset of the event, is to provide, excuse me, money to charities. And within that reason, you know, one of the charities, the Goodfellows, has the ability to do it, which means that comes with a liability that walks on their line, and also comes with people to help run the event. There seems to be, every year, there's a deficit of volunteers and people to help run the event, and that brings some extra help. Those would be the front reasons on that.
But if the DDA had the license, how would that hurt the charity?
It's just the way it's been done, and that's the way we're moving forward with it.
But is that right? I mean, because
It's not
it's going to
wrong.
come up at the next vote that the DDA should be getting the liquor license. It's on city property. We're doing a non-city organization, an outside family organization that is getting a liquor license, handling the money, and then giving back to the DDA, whatever they feel is they should. I don't think that's right.
No, that's not the way that goes.
It's not?
No, no.
How's that work then?
The
'Cause-
DDA sells, under the premise of the event, the DDA sells all the tickets for the beer and the chili sales and all that, and that money is collected and controlled by the DDA, and then afterwards, it's dispersed out to the charities.
That would be illegal because whoever has the license is responsible by the state to handle all the money. So you're giving that money to a charity to handle and give back to us whenever they get done. That's a state law.
Well, I'm not familiar with that, what you're speaking of, so if you
It's
can
on
show
the
me.
liquor license that somebody signed. Who applied for the liquor license?
The Goodfellows.
Okay. So nobody from DDA signed on it?
You know, you probably seen it.
No, I haven't. It hasn't been brought to the city.
No.
So you've got the good fellows that...
The entity that does the liquor license, as I understand, the entity that does the liquor license has to sign it. That's not signed by the DDA.
But it also says they have to handle all the money.
Well, they're on site during the sales.
But you just said the DDA's handling the money. DDA can't collect the money.
We're responsible for making sure the money gets deposited.
DDA is not a 501c3.
Don't have to be.
It does the liquor license.
No, it doesn't.
Well, look, I guess it sounds like you don't want the Goodfellows to control the liquor or the
No,
beer
I don't,
sales.
because the DDA runs it till noon, or till 5 PM. Then the Goodfellows, I guess, take it over, or whoever's running the afterburn. Yet the DDA is paying for the tent, the chairs, the tables, the beer, the volunteers, everything, but they have no say over the money until everything's done and it gets handed back to us.
Former mayor, did you ever have these kind of challenges when you were the mayor? You did?
Yeah.
With the chili cook-off?
Not for the chili cook-off, but different
It sounds
ones.
like you want to micromanage this and you want to do the event coordinating. If you'd like to do that, come on over to the office.
I can do
I'm
that.
fine with sharing this responsibility. It's a lot of work.
We can take care of it.
I spent a lot of time preparing and getting ready for this event.
And
Okay,
for the
that's
record,
fine, but
what I'm gonna-
you're giving up the responsibility to an outside organization.
We have multiple outside organizations running different entities here.
They're running all the money?
They're running different areas of operation that include sales, yes.
Really?
I got a better plan. This is really sounding like a battle between me and you, and I'm really not interested in doing that. I really just want to sit down and talk about it. We don't need to do all this. Similarly, the director proposal, we had a conversation, which was great. I did a follow-up email to you, no response. So when are we going to meet on this stuff?
Well,
Let's meet on it. Let's just meet.
the city's not, we made a proposal. I believe it's going to come back before the board, and they can make a decision. All your proposal was for the director's job. That should be the board to put out
Look,
what direction they want it to go.
The point is we have to communicate. That's it. That's the point. Another example, Dr. Hyder wants some parking lot activity over in his place. I sent an email to the city manager, no response. I need responses. We need some activity, right? That's all. That's all I'm asking. Communication between City Hall and the DDA. This has been a growing problem.
Did you happen to
for
come to the
years.
city and ask anything about the chili cook-off, or,
Say
you know,
again?
did you come to the city with anything on the chili cook-off or
I
anything?
didn't know the city was running the event.
It's on city property. You don't think
It's
we
the
have any?
DDA's event. I didn't know you guys were
City
running it.
property. It's city property.
Okay, we're just gonna keep doing this. I don't wanna do this.
Okay. We'll vote on it at the next meeting. I'll have somebody here.
You got it. When are you in your office tomorrow? You in your office tomorrow? I'm gonna come visit you.
I don't know.
Okay. I'd like to schedule a meeting with you.
Not a problem.
I want to make a few comments to clear something up. I believe we used to have 12 members back in the day, 11 or 12, and we were having trouble having a quorum with that many. So I took it down to like 9 or 8, so it was easier to have a quorum because I said city council only has 7 members. Why do we have 12 on the DDA? If they can run the city with 7 members, I didn't feel we needed that big of a board, so I brought the numbers down. It's easier to make a quorum with volunteers, just like last month. We had 2 people show up. So that's the reason the number was dropped when I was mayor of DDA members, to make it easier to have a quorum. But I will say this, hopefully you get hold of attorney, get some answers, appoint somebody on Monday, and hopefully we can meet later next week, and everybody please show up so we can start taking care of some business for the DDA. It's just, we're spinning our wheels, we're not taking care of any business, and we need to move forward as a group. That's all I have.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's
so,
okay to have 12 members too, right? I think it's okay, provided they can make one meeting a month.
But when you
minimum.
have 12, you gotta have a higher number to have a meeting for a
Yeah.
quorum.
Or 7, right? 7.
So, that's why that's why I brought it down.
John, your Act 57 was of what year?
$2018.
Okay, because I've got on it under F. Says not less than 7 nor more than 13 persons appointed by the chief executive officer of the municipality, subject to the approval of the governing body. That's Act 57,
125.4204?
4304.
43?
Yep, 4304,
What year is that?
2018.
I don't find that at all. Huh. What'd you say, F?
Yes.
Section F? Find it.
What are you reading, Mark? I'm gonna write that down.
Oh, wait. No, it's-
Act 57 of 2018, 125.4304.
Hold on. Act 57 of 2018, what?
Yeah, it's right here. Not less than 7 or more than 13 persons appointed.
125.4304, board. And under section F,
Not less than 7.
That might be for residents less than 5,000 though.
Effective January 19.
So
Residents
this is a new section since January 1st, 2019. This was added.
But look at E.
Okay.
What does E say specifically? Is that only for municipalities smaller than 5,000?
It is.
We're,
Population
we're
of
over
less than
5,000,
5,000, the planning commission.
what's that?
We're over 5,000
We're not the planning commission.
residents?
Yeah, but that's the planning
Yeah.
commission. I don't know, we need a legal opinion.
So if you get some appointments or some prospective people this week, can you appoint them on Monday?
I believe so long as we can get them sworn in.
Okay, that sounds good.
So,
Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Because I gotta just bring up a couple more of these things out of the packet, just so you guys can kind of understand a little better, and then when we vote on it or not vote on it. The English Gardens, so first of all, the financials in there, there's no August because, to the point where this was, put together, there was no August financials sent
How
over.
much money are we talking about for chili cook-off? What's the income generation? You don't have to.
Did we ever find financials for last year?
approximately 24 grand-ish, depends.
For the day.
Say again?
That's for that one day.
Yeah.
And then that money goes back to the 501c?
It's,
We donate that money
the
back?
event is built to, so as this city entity, we're not trying to make a profit necessarily. We'd love to break even, but it's a community event and it's to help promote charities and, you know, get foot traffic and all the things that you would know that it does.
So the goal of it is not profit generation. The money, it's
Not
just,
necessarily. That's why we go after sponsorships to try to cover the cost of everything.
so Mayor, is that fair to say that this is not a money-making event?
Right.
So
No, I'd agree with that. It's not,
if
it's not,
If it's the city hosting it or DDA hosting it, ultimately it's gonna go back to the community.
correct.
Right.
But the problem is, the last financials that I know of from 2021, we made 24,000. We spent 34,000. We lost $10,000, 9 of which was given to charities, which basically is illegal also because you can't give away money
That hasn't been generated.
that's taxpayer funds. We gave away taxpayer funds. So technically, we did, that's why I'm trying to get more control for the DDA over the money. I'm all for giving it to charity. If we break dead even, that's perfect. But when we lose 10,000 because we're spending DDA money to give away to certain charities, that's not right.
That makes sense. If that is the case, true, but do the papers show that? That's something to look into.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Well,
didn't
the
have
key word
numbers
is more
for last
control,
year,
right?
right?
What's that?
We didn't have numbers for last year, correct? We didn't find those.
Would you like to share a few things about that, Kim? Please, since it's an open discussion at this point.
First off, the reason it cost so much last year is because the DDA did not go out looking for sponsorships, for the most part, because we were coming out of COVID and we did not want to put our business owners online for that. The DDA had the money to spend. The DDA is allowed to spend money to hold events, and that's what the money was spent on. The money that comes in is separate from that money. So you look at it however you want, but that's how it works. We are allowed to, the DDA is allowed to spend money to hold events, which is part of what DDAs are supposed to do. We're supposed to hold events to get people to come downtown. It's pretty simple. And you know, that's coming from a master event planner. But a couple of years ago, I think it cost us $4,000 to hold the event. We've never broke even. I'll tell you that straight up. We've never broke even. We go out, we look for sponsors. All of our volunteers at the chili cook-off that we cannot do without them are charities. Every single one of them come in from charities. And this has been going on since day one, and we are allowed to turn around and donate that money to them.
You can donate profits, but I'm going back to 21, not last year. Last year, John said he has no records, so I don't know where they're at. But from 2021, the expenses that I've gotten, we spent 24,000, I'm sorry, we spent 34,000. We took in 24, and we gave away 10,000 to charities. We gave away $9,790.
Well, technically, we donated it, but those people are working.
Well, we didn't have the money. We were $1,000
The money was spent to hold the event.
Okay.
If we never made a penny back from the event, then we didn't make a penny
So
back.
you're
The event
spent-
wasn't ran in order for us to make
So
a
what you're
profit
saying
on
is you
it.
spent DDA money, taxpayer funds.
To hold the event,
No,
yes.
you paid them.
No, to hold the event.
Yeah.
How are you?
Because there's no guarantee that we're going to make any money off of that event. We're spending that money in order to have the petting zoo there. We pay them to come in. We do this, we do that. It's to hold the event, plain
Okay.
and simple.
So, no.
And
So
then
if you
afterwards, we let our
lose-
volunteers know that we will make a donation to their charity because they've worked.
and that's fine. But when you lose $10,000 and 9 of it you gave away, how do you say that's not taxpayer money? That wasn't DDA money out of from the chili cook-off.
Well, I'm looking at it different than you. We use that
You
money.
took in 24,000, you spent 34.
That we use TIFA funds to hold the event.
Okay, you held
Whether
the
we get
event,
any-
you lost $1,000.
We didn't hold the event with the plans of making that money back. That was never the case, not from day one. It's never been the case. And it has been approved by the city every single year that it was done.
You lost $1,000 on the event, okay? That's fine, whatever we did there. But
Mark,
then you
I
gave away.
understand what you're
then-
saying. I'm
right.
just saying you're wrong.
No, no, I don't think I am,
Well,
Kim.
I think you are.
I think that's your math of how you make
No,
money.
My math is,
for your good fellows.
after working for the DDA for years, part of
Yeah.
that is to hold events downtown.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Is it to lose
Events are
money?
going to cost us
Is it-
money. The money's spent, period. Once the money's spent to hold the event, it's spent.
Right.
Right.
Giving it to charity is not holding an event. Giving it to your good fellows is not holding an event. That's giving it to your good fellows.
Number one, there are probably 15 different charities that benefit from the chili cook-off.
Okay, well, I'm talking about the last ones that I have a
Okay?
report on.
And if you would like, there may not be a spreadsheet from last year, but every single receipt and money spent out last year is sitting in that DDA office.
Well, I wouldn't, well, you have the keys, so I guess you would know, even though you're not on the board anymore.
I would know because I worked for the DDA for a dozen years. Yeah. So, and going back, Dr. Hyder, yes, there is a lot of personal stuff going on at this time. That's not why I brought that information to this board tonight. I don't want the board meeting illegally. I asked John just a little while ago, how many people are on this board, because I was trying to remember everybody that was on here. That's when I brought it to his attention. So I don't like the insinuation that came from the mayor. I don't like the insinuations that have come from our former mayor. And I will get up here every time and I will speak about them if I have to. Period. I'm not doing anything underhanded. I never did, I'm not now.
That's your opinion, that's fine.
That's my opinion,
We need to get an attorney's opinion, and we need to move forward.
and I would suggest that you get our current DDA attorney's opinion and not the city's.
Right, because he got us into the last no-bid contract that he wrote and didn't know about. So does the DDA attorney. Really? Well, let's see, we have a no-bid contract that he wrote the policy that said it has to go out to bid.
And the board voted not to go.
No, they voted for the contract.
No, we voted for it not to go to bed.
But we didn't override the policy to do so.
We did.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm overriding the policy.
That's not the policy that your attorney wrote.
Override
Excuse me,
the bylaws.
1 second. The one item in here is for the Christmas tree contract. That goes at the corner. You can review that. We can talk about that when we vote. The second
So-
items are quotes that have to do with events and activities at the chili cook-off. I'd really like to be able to lock these down and book these. Here's the deal with the entertainment. If we don't get it booked soon enough, it goes away. Like there's no, for example, the tent rental, like there's not a lot of places that can even handle that much tent and table activity. And I've only got one so far that's gotten back to me. I've had 3 or 4 different other like activity type places that they're like, sorry, we're booked that day, stuff like that. So I did book a couple things that we had to get on the books so we can make sure we have those things. For example, the porta potties. I don't know, you guys want to vote about porta potties? We can. It's fine with me. But three different tries at 3 different places. I only got one that was able to commit, and it's because we've used them before. So I just said we're booking it and reserving it. So there's that. This B3 item is community showcase banner. So here's the long and the short of this. If you get this page right here, it says Community Showcase Banners on this page right here. And it says that this is an agreement. Obviously, it's not signed because it's not approved by the board, but it is an opportunity to have banners put up on all those light poles. They have the banner arms already on them. And basically what happens is this company does all the work. They go after businesses that would like to sponsor a banner. So, for example, it says a design of City of Garden City and whatever Garden City wants to say, and on the bottom it would say, you know, Mark's Hardware or whatever, right? So, and there's no cost back to us. We get new banners up, and you can read all the details in there of how it works. And then there's some examples in here that go along with that. They are based out of New York, but they did reach out. So I thought it was a good opportunity for us to use the new banner setup and not have any expense, which I think is kind of a big deal. Because if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, those banners can become pretty expensive, you know? So, and that takes the weight off of us for A, the expense, and then B, the maintenance or the, whatever you call it, of putting them up and taking them down. So, yeah, they do all of it. They have a local guy that'll do all those things, so. So that's for your information. And then a couple other things, you know, this Saturday, Nova Cafe, right over here behind Crystal Flowers at the corner, just, you know, that building that's like a door or two down from the Ford Road Barbers. They're doing a grand opening on Saturday. I think it's 3, is it 3 o'clock? 3?
Yep, 3 o'clock.
3 p.m., like a ribbon cutting. I met the gentleman the other day, super nice guy. He's down to participate in the community and the city and whatever he can do. He's just getting started.
Excuse me, can we do a better job of like communicating all of those to the entire board? Because I think there was one a few weeks ago that was held, and I absolutely would have been able to attend, but I had no idea that it was happening.
Yeah, sure. We put, we came to the agreement that the mayor's office, the DDA, and the GCBA, that the GCBA, the Business Alliance, would head that up because they could be inside the district of the DDA or outside. So it made sense for the Business Alliance that covers the whole city to head it up. So I'll talk with that leader and see if she wants to either A, blanket you guys, or if she would like me to do that. And then she's identifying the mayor's office, and I think the city manager may be on your list.
Yeah, she sends me and I get it to council. And I'll apologize because I probably should have included you guys in the email also. But yeah, there's Nova, and then there's also the,
Michigan Gymnastics Academy.
When are those?
Say again?
Did you say?
Saturday is Nova, and the following.
Nova is the 23rd, and Michigan Gymnastics, I believe, is the 30th, isn't it?
30th at, what time do they say?
September 23rd?
3:30 PM for Michigan Gymnastics Academy.
And MAG is when? When's Michigan Academy of Gymnastics?
The 30th.
30th at 3:30 PM. Yeah, we just attended one for Garden City Nutrition, which is, you know, it was a business, it was a similar business, and then it closed for a minute, and then it reopened like a year ago, and then the young lady that owns it just had like a ribbon cutting, so I was there, Mayor Pro Tem was there, Mayor was there, and then the mayor from, I don't know if he's Mayor.
Dearborn Heights.
Dearborn Heights Mayor, yeah, Dearborn Heights Mayor Bozzi was there. So that was great. And then some people from the GCBYA. Lucky Squirrel was done last Saturday. That was the third and final one for the year. There's some P&L in there. Where it's at right now, it's not completely closed out yet, but it will be. But it was a success. It was completely full. The former mayor came by, walked around, and it was full on. So those people really enjoy that event. They say it goes off very well. It's very simple. I think it would be wise to do it again next year as far as offering it. And those people already, the vendors already want to sign up for next year. So I told them, give me till November. We can start signing them up for next year because it's, you know, It's exciting to them. So that's kind of the long and the short of all those things. The only other thing is, I personally am not into arguing or contesting things that don't need contested, but if it's not right, then I'm going to. I'd rather just have a communication with the mayor's office or the mayor on a weekly, regular, scheduled, like, touch-base meeting type thing. And it can be face-to-face or on the phone, it's fine with me. But as long as we keep communication consistently like that, I think that would be great. I think it's important, and I think this board needs it. I talked to a couple older former board members, you know, and they have thoughts, really they have history, and they tell me certain things about A, B, and C subjects, and they're like, well, you know, we tried this back in the day and it didn't work, and we did this. I think that's good knowledge, right? I've been on this board for 16 years. I've been involved with the DDA. A lot of you are new, so you don't have history and knowledge, and that's fine too. I think we all just want to do a good job. But I don't want to be over forceful for what you guys want me to do, because it's up to you. It's up to all of you guys. So you tell me. But I'm also going to put my knowledge out there too, because I think it's important.
It is,
You know?
we appreciate you sharing.
We appreciate all the effort that you're putting into this, and it resonates in all goodness.
Thank you.
And again, all of us have primary jobs, and this is all voluntary, and we
Right.
just want what's good, and we're taking our time out of our day, family, and so on and so forth, to be able to be here.
Right.
But, Mr. Mayor, please, can we move forward with the present and move to the future?
Trying.
All I ask, if my board that's here, that's, I'm gonna put my name on something, I would like to move forward with the present and the future to
Oh,
come,
I-
and not track the past back. I mean, this is one city. If we wanna point to the past, it's the city that we're pointing to.
Sure.
So moving forward, if I can ask that we be a positive and affirmative in motions that are making the betterness of the city as a whole body, and not track back and bring back the past. If we bring back the past,
I agree.
we are bringing our own selves down.
I thought there were a lot of things that I think were going to be brought up today that I thought would have
And I
been,
think they'll still be brought up, and then we're gonna move forward with whatever we need to do to make things better, having a director and moving forward. But it's just, it's what drags us, what drags me personally, I'm gonna speak of me personally, is negativity. Negativity brings me down. I mean, I lead 16 individuals at the office. All it takes is one person that drags the day into a negative day, and then it makes it just a day that I don't want to be there. And we're seeing 100+ patients a day, right? And I don't want that. I don't want that one. It's that one that turns, that one dot of red dye that turns a beautiful cold glass of water red, right? It makes the whole water undrinkable.
Sure.
So I would just like that, and I hope I'm resonating the same of what you would like, is just to move forward. Let's make motions, let's make decisions that are good betterness of the city. And if there's something that you clearly want, please tell us what you want, and we will make it happen, considering that's what we want, because what you want is what's good for the city.
I want what's best for the DDA and the city, which should go hand in hand.
We should go hand in hand, and we've said that in the past, and you've clearly said that in the past, and let's move on that notion so that we can make it. Let's get those 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 members that you want. I can recommend a few. Dr. Don Clark is one, and he's in the DDA, and I think it would behoove him to be part of the DDA because he's right in the downtown area.
I agree with you.
And, you know, what better to have the businesses that are part of the DDA to be in the DDA? And these new places that there's a flower shop. I mean, here we are asking for English Gardens to do stuff. We have a flower shop that's in the DDA.
And, excuse me, Dr. Harder, that was one of the things that, so, as most of us here are new board members, can you please find any contract that we have that we're currently working under, or that we are going to have to take a vote on in the near future? You know, we've got like Gary Carter, the English Gardens, you know, I looked at last year's number, and I think in September we paid $4,000. This year, what is it, 5,900? So that's gone up tremendously, I think. So any of these contracts that are in place, if we can review them as a board and maybe decide on putting them out for RFPs before we do anything going forward?
Yeah, I can do that, absolutely.
Doesn't mean that the past was bad, it's just moving
Right.
forward, clearing up things, making them more visible for everybody, for you and but it's not bringing up the past, it's bringing it up so that we can make things better moving
Right.
forward.
Sure.
And we want
can have
cost
better decisions.
efficiency.
Learn from our mistakes and move on.
forward.
I'm good with that.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're saying the lighting project is in the past, let it go? Is that what I'm hearing?
We haven't voted on the final payment, so we're not done with that yet.
But
Right?
There's a final payment still.
John, what is?
Do we have to approve that?
Yeah, well, it's on the,
a budget item.
financials for September, whatever
Well,
the
I mean,
latest one is.
We're bound for that contract, I
Right.
think. I mean, we have to, I'm not saying we cannot not approve that because we're bound, somebody's gonna pay it.
They already did
Yeah.
the work, we gotta pay
Yeah, What
them.
I'm saying is
Yeah.
somebody's gonna pay it.
Right.
So we're gonna pay it, yes, I hope that we don't hear about it anymore, but
Yeah.
Again, learn from our mistakes and move on.
just move forward, yeah?
Yeah, the key to moving forward is gonna be, for me, is gonna be this communication, though. That's all I'm asking. I think it's quite simple to do. You know, in my other business, we have standing meetings like every bi-weekly or whatever. I mean, you run a business, you probably have staff meetings, you know, and we can make that happen, instead of chasing each other's tails, really. The only other thing I was gonna say is this chili cook-off, regardless of what happens with all the other things that need to be taken care of, we need sponsors. We need business sponsors. So I gave you all a sponsor packet. You can see the P&L, or the income on one of those pages with the Lucky Squirrel P&L, where we sit right now. But if we could bolster this, that would be great. So I'm challenging every one of you to find one business that will sponsor. I mean, there's $100 all the way to $1,000 on here. You know what I'm saying?
Who do we have already?
What's that?
Who do we have already so that, who do we have already so that we're not
Yeah, stand
maybe
by.
approaching the same businesses?
Sure. West Finkel Bakery, which is out of Livonia. Jenny's Pierogies, which is right up the street. King Cone.
Oh, you're going too fast.
Yeah.
I can't write that fast. West
Okay.
Finkel Bakery, Jenny's
King.
Pierogies.
Cone.
King Cone, Ford and Dillon.
K-O-N-E. King Cone.
Cone.
Garden City Pawn. They're a title sponsor. Buccelli Group. That's B-U-C-C-I-L-L-I. Buccelli.
I'll tell you, that King Cone gives a lot back to our city.
Yeah, they're
He
showing
shows
up.
everywhere, gives out free ice cream.
Yeah.
Movies in the park, music
Yep.
in the park.
In Corporate Graphics, right up Middlebelt. Public Service Credit Union, which is right next to Planet Fitness.
What does this graphic shop do?
They do like embroidery and shirts and cups and bags and,
Does the city ever use them for anything?
I don't know.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
In
you-
corporate?
Yeah, the city's
West
used them.
Finkel,
Yeah,
Jenny's
that's
Oh,
Pierogies, King
Jenny's.
Cone,
Okay, so
Garden
it's
City
all the
Pond,
city,
Chili Group,
Yeah.
Corporate
Yeah, I got
Graphics,
everybody else.
J&J Taxes, J&J Taxes,
taxes.
and the Sports Venue. That's our list of sponsors at this time.
Where's the PKSA?
Yeah, they're bringing people. PKSA is bringing
says
people,
four-
volunteers.
4 available, 8 available, and unlimited on these two. Any of the upper 2 have been already taken, or?
Two of the smoking hot have been taken.
Okay.
I really
So,
don't know why we
two
should limit it,
available.
though. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, I was looking through the signs, and there's a sign in there that says sponsored by Mayor Walker, so hint, hint, you know, Mayor Jacobs, sponsor.
Pressure's on you.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna put a little more pressure on them. So John, you want a weekly meeting with Mayor Jacobs,
I don't know if it has to be weekly, maybe bi-weekly, you know?
twice a week?
I think we can work it out, right?
Twice a month, you mean, bi-monthly?
No,
Twice a week?
every other week. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, bi-weekly.
I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him.
Bi-monthly.
Bi-monthly is every other month.
No.
No.
We're also, guys, so that's the sponsors. We're still looking for teams that want to cook chili as well.
All right. So Mark,
many
you can
do we
put that
have?
on
Chili
your,
cook.
My wife is a great chili cook.
Chili cooks, and we're also looking for judges to judge the chili,
How many teams do we have
as well
so
as
far?
volunteers. We need volunteers. Did I say we need volunteers? I'm gonna
how
say
many
it one more time.
volunteers do you usually
We need
get? Or
volunteers.
do you usually need?
I don't know,
Either way.
I think around 30, 40 people would be great. I do have the high school ROTC that is looking for community service hours. They're gonna come and color guard the national anthem, and then they're gonna do some post work. The high school project grad is interested in helping. The GCYAA in some part has talked about helping, so there's a little bit of interest, but I gotta go nail it down. So,
How many cooking?
cook-off teams, we have,
Hold on, you need 30 in addition to those people? Or
In total.
or
you
including
just
them?
keep bringing people, we'll use them.
I'm just asking. I mean, I've had to get volunteers for so many different things that I've had it up over
Yeah, I'd
the
say
years.
30, and, you know,
Yeah. And then I have another question. Does the high school, do they have to get credit hours for service hours or no?
like
Credit hours. They need
NHS does.
service hours. Like a Divine Child, they have to have service hours.
No.
The JR.
I think there's certain groups in the high school that do,
Yeah.
So not all of them.
not all of them.
NHS is
To
one of
do
them.
that.
They-
ROTC
I'm not in charge of the school.
Who puts the
But
bug
we,
in there?
because we've offered them to get credit, like the Sea Cadets need credits. Probably the junior ROTC probably can get service credits.
Yeah, there's a car show.
So there's different groups in there that they could use credits.
Show sponsor.
You know, but then there's also Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts in the area that they could use
Jenny's
credits.
Pierogies took that.
So there's a
Is
lot of
there a
different
motorcycle
groups.
show again?
Yes,
To wrestle them
Okay.
all up from Divine
I don't
Child
know.
to the board of the
How many
St.
teams do you
Hills
have?
Festival.
maybe.
So I said I've been
What's that?
How many chili teams do we have?
grabbing
9.
volunteers.
9 so
We
far?
have 9 teams, we'd like to double that.
How many do we typically have?
I think like 16 or so. Oh, average around 20.
And you have 9?
We have 9.
Who's cooking?
In order to be part of it, you
Holy
have to
cow.
pay. to be
Okay, hold
part of
on here.
As a cooking team,
Yes.
there's a
Need chili
$25
cookers.
refundable deposit,
Okay,
just to make sure you clean up your space.
I see.
You know, if you leave it a mess, we keep your $25. If you clean it up, we give you your $25 back.
And what's involved in, for people to
So-
go? You bring your stuff or you have to
How
actually
much
cook it
chili
right
do
then
they
and
usually
there?
make? Usually
You
little
have to
Dixie
cook it
cup
on
full.
site, it's all gotta be
But you-
receipts have to be generated, you buy it all, cook it all right there,
buy either
prepare the
cup or you can buy a
whole
little-
get up,
little
open it
taster.
there.
I bought
The health
tasters
department's
so I could
involved.
taste them all
Propane and
first.
everything there?
No, they gotta bring their propane,
You
their
got it,
cookers.
like whoever's cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
We
I'm
give 'em a
just asking,
space
like,
and a
I wonder
table.
how much chili they actually have.
John,
And you gotta make, I think,
5
5 gallons?
5
and
gallons?
they take the best of show.
10?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny's Pierogies took the best of show.
There's so many people that come in to sample it, you run out of chili like that.
This one says only.
Yeah.
So everybody gotta make 10
Who
gallons.
have you tapped for judges so far, John?
Say again?
Who have you tapped for judges so far?
I ran into Brian Earl the other day, he said he would do it.
I'd love to be a judge, but there's probably pork inside that in most chilies, right?
Some,
Yeah.
Could
some
be.
will.
So I won't be
Well,
able
there
to eat
could
those
be. A
ones.
lot of times it's turkey or ground beef too.
Yeah, but you can't, if
If you
it's,
got plenty, I'm fine
yeah.
staying out, but if you need me,
Okay.
So Brian Earl's the only one so far?
The acting police chief is Arnosky,
Arnosky.
Bob Arnosky.
Yeah.
I understand he's gonna do it as well. That's as
Okay.
far as I got. As far as we got.
you usually ask David Kinesic, the county commissioner.
Right. Yeah, I'm wait, him and, Wagully?
Yeah, with the state rep. yeah.
Wagula?
Wagella.
Were you looking for,
Wagala?
Wagella.
Judges.
no,
You
but I
know who
mean,
else she
like,
asked is the
particular
new
people?
fire chief,
No, they
Randy
usually have,
Keene.
you know,
titles?
local.
I would ask the new
Local
fire
titles.
chief.
Mm-hmm.
Could ask Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher, superintendent.
Don't ask the current.
John Murray?
Don't ask you? You wanna do it?
I'll be around there. No, I did it last year. No, I can't eat that much chili. That's a former mayor's job. I couldn't handle that.
John Murray's gonna
Who made
volunteer.
the best chili last?
Should we take a vote?
It changes every year.
It changes.
Police win it, firemen win it, Tony's Cafes won it,
Hockey.
hockey.
Okay.
Any other workshop items?
Well, I did, coming back to volunteers, because I want to make sure you. Volunteers, how many hours are they volunteering? Like, if I'm rounding up people,
It goes
Is
from
it-
12 to 5.
So the event,
so do they have to work all 5 hours? Can I get them for shifts?
yeah. The event runs from, noon to 5, with the awards being done at 4 PM.
Oh, sorry, say that again, John.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
BSing over here.
you ready?
Yeah.
Noon to 5 is the event
Yeah.
time that's open to the public for sales and activities.
Right.
At 4 o'clock is when the awards are usually done. And then setup happens very early in the morning. Like the health department shows up around 8 AM. People are cooking. They have to be done and ready with their chili by 11 or 11:30-ish. So we could take people all day. We can take them in shifts. I have some breakdowns of like 2-hour blocks, 3-hour blocks, things like that. We got people watching roads. You know, we got transportation over to the fire department and the police department because they're doing their open houses the same day,
Oh, shit, that's Saturday.
all pending, next level votes here.
That's U of M game for me again.
Another judge to ask is
I missed
Kerry
this
Parton
thing.
from Garden City Community Chat. He's judged before in the past.
Game is October 14th.
Any other workshop items?
Any more on volunteers?
Oh, I'll work on the volunteers.
Thank you.
Okay.
From Florida, so she wanted to see my dog.
With that, are we complete?
It's hard to find 3 tickets.
Lori, we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Workshop is complete.
We'll
Be in touch with a special meeting.
we'll check on next week, see what's available, and if we get everybody sworn in, we'll maybe call a special meeting.
Together for a special meeting, so we don't have to wait another month.
We can't wait another month if you guys want to talk chili cook-off
We
and
gotta move
votes.
forward.
It's one thing if it's Daddy and I are going,
Absolutely.
but like if there's 3 or 4 of us going, I can't go to all these things. I'm not gonna spend $1,000 before I've been walking the
We're
door,
done.
because then you
Yes,
buy,
we adjourned earlier. This is
buy
just
food,
workshop over.
whatever when you're there, right?
Right. Out of job.
That's what I think.